Welcome to Silver Bar Stacker, folks. I hope everybody's doing well and enjoying their day. It's been a long time since we've uploaded a long-form video, so I hope everybody's doing well and has been doing great and been stacking or not stacking in accordance with their stacking strategy. Now, we've been stacking as always. The price goes up, the price goes down, but we always love stacking vintage silver whenever the opportunity arises, and so I'm super excited to actually do a quick unboxing here for a round that is going to be new addition, or I should say new additions to the stack. Seen these pop up on the market here lately, but I haven't had an opportunity to grab a couple of these and see them in the flesh up until just here right now. So I'm super excited to have grabbed these, and they're actually some low mintage Engelhard rounds. So Engelhard is, as you know, one of my favorite refiners, and it's some of many people's favorite refiners, and so I'm super excited to take a look at these. And when I say low mintage, I mean very low mintage. Now, some people are aware of some of the Prospector Proof Rounds. Those are very, very low mintage. Some of those can get very low mintage. Most of them are in the hundreds, right? So that would be in the tier 1 category. This also, what you were going to be unboxing here, is also going to be in the tier 1 category. It's a mintage of just 500, so that's very exciting. I'm super excited to be able to take a look and see them in the flesh, because the fun thing is that we actually have two of them, not just one. We got two of them. So let's go ahead and take a look. And what is interesting about these particular rounds is these were produced by Engelhard, like I said, but they're mintage of 500, and they're actually a proof-like round that was produced in 1986. Now, this is not the 1986 Engelhard Prospector proof that we're talking about. This right here, folks, is something different. It is called, I guess you could call it the Everest round, because it has a picture of Mount Everest. Now, this is something that you may have seen on Silverstruck's channel if you have taken a look at Silverstruck's channel, and he showed one of these in the flesh. And what he mentioned about these rounds is that they have a tendency to have a little bit of sort of milkiness around the edges of these rounds. Now, this is an extremely well packed round. I'm not exactly sure how this has been packed in here. Very confusing, to say the least, but I think I finally figured it out. And so these have been popping up on the market on auction lately, and prior to that they were extremely difficult to find. So it looks like perhaps there's a collector who may have had a tube of these or something that dropped them off. And when I inquired about, hey, did you have any more, because I run at a store here whenever I have an opportunity to buy some very interesting pieces here by Engelhard especially, or some JM or some of these refiners that we specialize in, I really like to see if I can grab a couple, because there's multiple people usually who want these things. So if I can get them available multiple, then that would be great. So I reached out and asked, hey, in addition to these two that I want here on auction, do you have some more? And they said, actually, you know, we do, but we plan to auction them off. So they had been auctioning these off here in the past few months, and you know, they started off going pretty high, so a few hundred dollars, and now there's just a couple $100 is what the auctions have been going for, because people are kind of maybe realizing that, hey, even though it's a 500 minted round, it looks like there's some more of these on the market, and I might have some more opportunities to purchase these. And so that's kind of what I was thinking too. And originally they were a few $100, and now they're a couple $100. Either way, it's quite a lot of money to pay for a 1 ounce of silver, but 500 mintages is quite low, right? So Engelhard actually produced this round to promote a new product line introduced by their minerals and chemicals division, and that was called Everest. So it has a picture of Mount Everest, but this is actually one of their kind of, not their side hustles, but kind of one of their departments, you could call it. It was their minerals and chemicals division introducing a new product line. Okay, so Everest was named after a thin electronic film paste composed of a multi-layer hybrid electronic material system of alternating layers of gold and silver, depending on the electrical characteristics. Right, so it's sort of like a hybrid layer of gold and silver, and the quantity of each would vary depending on the application, I guess. And these rounds actually were often subject to milk spots on the outbursts. That's what I was talking about, and that's something that Silverstruck has noted in his video on this very round as well. Notably around the perimeter, so around the edges of the round. Now these rounds are produced in a proof-like finish. Like I was saying, it's a proof-like round, and it's similar to the Prospector rounds that were listed above. Now I'm here reading off the Engelhard website. So that is a little bit about the Everest rounds. Now let's take a look at them closer into the flesh. Now they were talking about some milk spotting that you may see, and when I was bidding on these, I did notice that exact sort of milk spotting that they're talking about. Now let me go ahead and grab a glove, because this is something that is definitely glove worthy. Silverstruck is somebody who taught me that, hey, if it's poured, certainly don't hesitate to touch it with your bare hands. If it's something that's pressed, you may want to be wary, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Let's go ahead and take a look at this as well. So you've got a very unique looking eagle here. This is very different from an eagle that's typically seen on a Prospector. So you've got a Prospector 85 here, just a normal 85, not a proof or anything. And you can see that because this is kind of frosty, whereas this is very, very not frosty, very proof-like. So that's what they're talking about when they say, hey, this is proof-like. You can literally see the camera here on this round. Now take a look at that eagle. It's looking a little bit more muscular, I guess you could say. Here's looking a little floppy. I'm gonna be honest. It's looking like a much more refined, compact, stronger eagle, I guess you could say, in my opinion. That's subjective, but a stronger eagle here. And so that's very, very noticeable there. Interesting, right? They also notice a little bit of a difference there, the 999 text there. So some small variances there. So the eagle is definably very, very different looking here. Okay? And here you've got the Everest proof-like obverse. Everest TM. Compatible multi-layer materials. 1986 dated. Very cool. And here's a 1985 dated. So here you have it in the flesh, and when we talk about the milk spotting, you see a very faint sign of that here, right here, right? But this one, all things considered, is actually looking pretty good. I've seen some examples that have much more milk spotting, so I was actually quite happy to get this one in my possession, because let's go ahead and take a look at this. You'll notice in the light there, take a look at what's going on there. You see that? And this one's looking a lot nicer in relation and in comparison to this. You know, when it hits the light this way, hey, not so bad. But then you notice that, hey, it's got really a little bit of that, almost not even a milk spotting, but it almost kind of looks like some sort of a tarnishing there. So this is very, very common on these Everest rounds. It's very interesting to note that. So it's very nice that we're able to see two examples here right back to back. So I was super excited to open this. I don't want to make this too much longer of a video. These are 500 minted Engelhard Everest rounds, 1986 dated, and I think they're very, very beautiful rounds, and I hope you enjoyed this unboxing. Oh, and if you haven't had a chance to yet, be sure to check out our social media landing page at solo.to/silverbarstacker. There you can find our direct website link, which is silverbarstacker.com, as well as our links to our other social media channels, such as this very YouTube channel, our Facebook page, our Instagram page, our TikTok page, our Twitter page, and we also have the link to our Whatnot page, which is where we actually run our live auctions and actually also have all of these same SBS drops that we hold. We run those same drops on our Whatnot store, and we also have live auctions happening literally all the time. So the way that you can be notified about those auctions is to be following us there on whatnot.com/user/silverbarstacker. And we hope to see you there, folks. Thank you, and have a great day.